So far, everything has sounded almost perfect. A high starting salary, gazetted officer status, excellent allowances, and one of the best financial packages in SSC. But every attractive government job comes with a drawback. And in the case of the Assistant Audit Officer, that trade off begins with one word: posting. In this episode, we will discuss about postings. Let's understand why posting is very important. The CAG of India doesn't perform just one type of audit. Instead, the Indian Audit and Accounts Department is divided into several specialized functional wings. Each one deals with a completely different sector of government. For example, there is the Commercial Audit Wing, which audits government companies and statutory corporations. Then comes the Civil Audit Wing, responsible for auditing various state government departments. There are the Finance and Communication Audit Wing, which audits the Department of Posts and Telecommunications and allied IT and electronics ministries. The Railway Audit Wing examines the financial accounts and operational efficiency of one of the world's largest railway networks. The Defense Audit Wing scrutinizes defense procurement, military expenditure, and logistics. The Science and Technology Audit Wing audits autonomous scientific institutions, research councils, and specialized departments. And finally, there is the Office of the Director General of Audit, Central, which now functions through two specialized streams: Central Revenue Audit and Central Expenditure Audit. Now here's something important. Among all these cadres, only the Civil Audit Cadre does not carry an all-India transfer liability. Almost every other cadre comes with the possibility of transfers, whether it is zonal or all-India transfer. So yes, your choice of cadre can significantly influence your future postings. Now, state allocation made based on your SSC rank and preferences. Based on this, your cadre also decided depending on the vacancies in the respective cadre offices in that state or zone. However, in civil audit offices, you need to fulfill knowledge of state regional language criteria. Now let's understand something called the base station. This is one of the biggest reforms introduced under the centralized cadre management system, except Civil Audit Wing. Think of your base station as your professional home. When you're appointed as an AAO, you'll be required to declare one city as your base station. That city becomes your anchor throughout your career. Here's how the system generally works. You are expected to serve at a particular station for at least 5 years. Routine rotational transfers outside your station generally happen after around 10 years. This means, contrary to popular belief, AAOs are not transferred every 2 or 3 years like many other government services. There is comparatively greater stability. During your entire career, you can request to change your declared base station up to 3 times, subject to vacancies and administrative approval. And here's another relief. Once you cross 56 years of age, you are generally exempted from transfers outside your base station. What if you got your posting in different state than your home state? Like if you posted in civil audit offices or zone-based offices. This has 3 solutions. 1. Mutual transfer. 2. Spouse ground transfer. 3. Deputation to other offices. Deputation within CAG offices. And deputation outside of CAG offices like various ministries, state government, autonomous bodies like IIT, IIM, ESU, etc. Now let's answer another common question. Can two AAOs simply exchange their postings? The answer is yes. This is called a mutual transfer. Suppose one officer in Assam wants to move to Karnataka and another officer in Karnataka wants to move to Assam. If both belong to the same cadre and category, they can mutually apply for a transfer. Sounds perfect, right? Not quite. There's a price to pay. First, because it is treated as a transfer made for personal convenience, you receive no traveling allowance, no joining time. Everything is at your own expense. But the biggest sacrifice is seniority. The moment your mutual transfer is approved, you become the junior most officer in that cadre at your new office. Years of accumulated seniority are effectively left behind. For some officers, that trade-off is worth it. For others, it can delay future promotions. So this is a decision that should never be taken lightly. Spouse ground transfer. Now imagine this. You've joined as an AAO. Your spouse is already working in another central government department, or perhaps in a state government office, or even in a public sector undertaking. Will both of you have to live in different cities? Not necessarily. The government actively tries to keep families together. You can submit a representation requesting posting at the same station as your spouse, and such requests receive high priority. But there's one important reality check. This is not an absolute right. Even spouse ground requests depend upon vacancies, cadre strength, and administrative feasibility. So while the chances improve significantly, approval can never be guaranteed. Other deputation opportunities within IA&AD offices. Let's move to one of the biggest advantages of the AAO career, and this is something that genuinely sets this post apart. Many people believe an AAO spends their entire career inside one audit office. That simply isn't true. The department offers several opportunities to work outside your parent office. One of the most attractive options is deputation to the newly modernized Regional Capacity Building and Knowledge Institutes, commonly known as RCB and KIS, ICISA Noida, ICAL Gujarat, COEFA Hyderabad. These are the CAG's premier training institutions, located in cities such as Bengaluru, Mumbai, Kolkata, Shillong, and several other important centers. Whenever vacancies arise eligible AAOs can apply. And importantly, your parent office cannot arbitrarily block your application. If selected, you move to one of these institutes for a fixed tenure. Important thing to remember, these training institutes and headquarter office are under CEAA Cadre now. So, an AAO from CEA Cadre can also get posting in these offices as their regular transfer. But deputation isn't just about changing cities, it also comes with financial benefits. If you're posted as teaching faculty, you will receive teaching allowance equal to 25% of your basic pay. If you're posted in a non-teaching role, you will receive 10% or 5% of your basic pay as deputation allowance. Also, you can apply CAG Headquarters Office, New Delhi. So, deputation not only provides a refreshing change in work profile, it can also become financially rewarding. Os can also proceed on deputation to organizations outside the Indian Audit and Accounts Department like other ministries, state governments /PSS autonomous bodies. Of course, this depends on vacancies, eligibility and administrative approval. But the option exists, which means your career isn't limited to one office or even one department. Directly recruited officials must complete 5 years of regular service. The deputation is generally permitted only if the vacancy does not exceed 15% of the sanctioned posts in the Cadre controlling office. While you may apply for open advertisements published in newspapers, but prior approval from the headquarters office is required before leaving. The 7-year rule. Now here's something many officers discover only after joining. The CAG follows one of the strictest deputation policies in government, and the reason is simple. The department doesn't want officers spending decades in comfortable headquarters or deputation postings while avoiding field audit work. So several safeguards have been built into the system. The first is the 7-year ceiling. Normally, a deputation lasts for 5 years. Only in exceptional circumstances with higher level approval can it be extended up to 7 years. And once your approved deputation ends, there is no option to continue indefinitely. You are mandatorily repatriated to your parent office. But even after returning, you cannot immediately apply for another major deputation. The department prescribes a mandatory cooling off period of 3 years. During this period, fresh applications for alternative postings are generally not entertained. The objective is simple: to maintain stability in field offices and ensure officers continue to gain practical audit experience throughout their careers. That's all for today. In next video, that is episode 3, we will discuss about the job profiles, travel requirements, etc. Till then, stay tuned and subscribe to my channel to know more about public sector auditing tips and techniques. Thank you.